Hi all, welcome back to Detailing on the Beast. I have some of the best subscribers going, I really do. So one of you, a guy called Matt, has decided to take it upon himself to go after JennyChem. We'll explain what I mean by go after in a minute. But he has managed to get me some samples, products to go through and to test for you guys. So he managed to chase them down because of their Facebook advertising. I was going to say spamming. They seem to have, yeah, let's call it spamming. They're spamming Facebook at the minute. The adverts are here, there and everywhere. Literally every time you go onto Facebook and you start scrolling, you're going to see a JennyChem ad if you're into detailing. Those adverts range from snowfoaming lorries, which is primarily where JennyChem's market aim is at, to this very high-end Ferrari, the blue one with yellow stripes, which has got a snow foam on it, and they're doing some sort of touchless, completely touchless wash, and they show you this Ferrari afterwards, and all it's had is this foam on it, and it is absolutely spanking. It's something else. And Matt's been calling this company out for a long time, saying that, I'm not doubting your claims, but let's have some for review. Let's get some sent out to some YouTubers and let's get it reviewed properly, independently. And that's where we are. So Matt chased them down and he hounded them. So good on you, Matt, for doing that. And he was chasing this company down for a number of weeks. And in the end, I think they got fed up of him. So they caved in and they sent me some stuff. So I didn't know what was coming or what for review or anything. JennyChem have not been in touch with me at all. So this is completely impartial. This is going to be an eye-opener for me, really, because I've not had anything to do with this company as far as I know. I mean, they may supply other suppliers. I don't know. But I've had nothing to do with this company at all. So they've sent me the first one out. Now this is the big boy in terms of the claims. This is their Cherry Blizzard Extra Snow Foam. This is the one that they claim is twice as strong as any other snow foam on the market. JennyChem's words, not mine. It's a high foaming, pH neutral snow foam. They claim it's got this technology called GenoLift that apparently makes their snow foam a hell of a lot better than anybody else's. So we're gonna have a look at that and see if we can tell what GenoLift actually is or does. It's LSP safe. It won't strip wax at their recommended dilution, and apparently it has some sort of added wax in it to aid as a rinse aid. So I think they're going after like touchless cleaning, that sort of thing. Now we all know that's, in truck washing, that's potentially, it's potentially a thing. They drive in, they spray them with all this stuff, they rinse it off, and they drive out, and their truck looks a million times better, because it does. In the detailing world, that's probably not going to cut the mustard. So we'll give this a try. So that's the snow foam. Next. Now this is the other one. Now this is a snow foam, but it's a TFR. And this is the Snowstorm, and it says it's a bubblegum fragrance. Now this one is very, very interesting because on the label, it actually says no touch cleaning as a big badge of honor in the top corner. No agitation, activates in 3 to 5 minutes. Super thick foam, cuts through grime with ease. A rinse agent inside, leaving a streak-free finish. Yeah, so this one, I've also seen on some of them JennyChem adverts that they say you don't need to dry after rinsing with this. So you can rinse this down after you've used it. The car will be clean and you don't need to dry it. The rinse aid in there, they won't leave watermarks or streaking or anything like that. This is what they're claiming on these adverts. So I'm not sure we'll get a chance to test that, but again, I'm quite dubious about that, to be honest, but we're going to give that a go as well. So the test will be half with this, half a car with this, and half a car with this. We'll give that a go. Next, we've got the vehicle Shampoo and Wax Special XX shampoo. We have a non-acidic wheel cleaner. They've also sent me a Sovereign Gold. Now, I've had a smell of this stuff. Weirdly enough, right, let me read you this. It's effective on new and used paint, fiberglass, most gloss surfaces, including wood. Okay, so that's wood. It's a bit weird, but okay, wood. And you smell it, and it smells like furniture polish. It smells like Mr. Sheen. So yeah, that doesn't immediately strike me as marvelous. Next, we have the orange Kwik Wax. Now this, that smells very familiar, and it looks very familiar. But we'll use it. We'll use it, and I will. If I believe it's the same, I'll show you the other product at the end. So let's just leave it at that. But that is it's an orange Kwik spray and shine wax. So I'm looking forward to using that one because I think I've used that before. And that's it. That's all they've sent me. So I'm actually quite pleased with that. They've sent me basically 6 1-litre bottles. So I thought that was quite nice of them. Bear in mind, I haven't asked for any of this. We've basically asked for these. Well, Matt asked for these, I think he did. Or it was definitely this one. It might have been this one on an advert or such. So they could have just sent me them for testing, to be fair, but they've been kind enough to send these, so I will give them all a shot today. We're going to be using them all on one vehicle. And the only other one, when I've been looking around this company, the only other one that I have seen quite a lot of hype around, which I would have liked to try, but unfortunately I've not received it, would have been the Tyre Shine. That is getting some quite decent praise at the minute, so I would have liked to try that one, but hey ho, never mind. So we'll go and give these a try. We'll get the car done, and then I'll come back to you with some final thoughts. So this is the order we're going to be using things in. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. So we've got the Cherry Snowfoam and the Snowstorm Tfr. Both of these things are kind of sold as the same thing, effectively. Note, we've got that Snowstorm that says no touch cleaning ability on it, that little label at the top there that we saw earlier. We're going to use them half and half, so we're going to use half on one side of the truck, half on the other. Give a little comparison, see what we think of them. Used through the same Snowfoam cannon, set at the same dilution. However, they are used as manufacturer recommends. None of this pound for pound crap that people always do. And people always say that you should do. It's absolute rubbish. We're going to use these how the consumer should be using them and how the consumer is told to use them. So for the Snowfoam, that is 1 to 4 in the Snowfoam bottle. 1 part solution, 4 parts water. For the TFR, that's at a 2% PIR and made 500 mils of both in them 2 bottles behind. 1 on one half, 1 on the other. Whilst that's going, we have the wheel cleaner, the non-acidic wheel cleaner. This is used at 1 to 6. So again, we've made up 700 mils in that bottle behind. We have some standard chemicals here because I'm expecting this truck to be in quite a little bit of a state. So we've got some tar and glue, some fallout, and some general APC. We then have the vehicle shampoo and wax, as it says. We're going to be using 100 ml of that in 10 litres of water. So it's not the most economical shampoo in the world, but that's what it is. We may get a chance to use the Sovereign Gold, but I probably won't get a chance to use it everywhere. And if I do, I'll use it. It is primarily a hand polish, but I will be using it via a machine and a finishing pad. Probably do it on the bonnet just to check out if it has any filling capabilities, etc. But the main one we'll be using is the JennyChem Orange Kwik Wax, the spray and shine. We have some Maguire's Ultimate Tyre Shine and some Worth Active Glass Cleaner that I need to try as well. And that's what we'll be using today, guys. So we're just waiting for the truck to arrive and then we'll crack on. So this is the car. It's a 2018 Mitsubishi L200 Barbarian. Never really seen a proper detail wash in its life. It has been looked after by the looks of it, but this is what we're dealing with. So these wheels, they're not overly dirty, but the barrels in particular don't look great. A lot of stuck on grime. Just road film, really, more than anything. Tyres need a good scrub. This is the state of the arches and the side steps. As you can see, just general dirty road grime, basically. Again, rear wheels, the tyres and the arches, pretty much the worst of this. Moving down to the back, which sees the worst of the flick up material. A lot of tar on this. Don't know whether you can pick it up on camera. But overall, not the worst truck in the world, but certainly not the best. Hell of a lot of tar on the underside of these fenders. And the doors, front driver's door, front passenger door, are particularly bad. The odd bug splat on the front as well, just to finish. So the first product of the day is that cherry snow foam. Apparently twice as good as anything else on the market. We're going to do half of the truck in this, and then half in that Snowstorm Tfr foam on the other side. First impressions, very, very thick foam. This is the Snowstorm Tfr foam. This one's supposed to be bubblegum scented. Didn't really get much of a scent out of this, if I'm being honest. But again, you'll see here, a ridiculously thick foam. Really, really thick. Quite a lot of migration as well, and by that I mean that the foam was dragging down the car. The cherry one in particular came off the car really, really quickly. Here you can see just how thick that foam is and how much it does like quickly move down the car, dragging dirt with it. The arches in particular, you can see the dirt just pouring off here. These foams were actually quite strong. I was very impressed with the cleaning power of these, really. And you can see here that dirt just being pulled out of that arch carpet. And when you jet wash it off, you'll see here in a minute, there was a lot of sand in these arches. And you'll see the dirt there. And it just pours out, and this did a really good job at cleaning them arches. Rinse everything down, and then we'll move on to the next stages of the wash. So this is before any tar removal, any fallout removal. This is literally just snow foam. 2 swipes, rear tub quarter. So that was the cherry snow foam. This is the bubblegum TFR. 2 swipes, rear quarter. I think that has done a much better job. Next thing we're going to do is move on to the wheels. I've got my wheel bucket all set up there, many brushes, mitts. Just hot water in there. Don't want to cross-contaminate this test with other chemicals. There's the non-acidic wheel cleaner. It's very alkaline though, bear in mind. And this is the wheel that we're tackling. It's not entirely filthy now. The snow foam and the TFR have done quite a decent job on these wheels already. We'll see how far we can get them, how clean we can get them. So this is the result of the wheel cleaner. So very good job, very, very good job indeed. Given that these wheels probably haven't been given a proper clean ever. Look at them barrels. Impressive. And a very couple of quick decon stages now. Just going to cover the entire truck in fallout remover and tar remover as well. Just before we move on to the wash stage. So now on to the JennyChem vehicle shampoo and wax. Very thick stuff this, 100ml in the bucket to around 10 litres of water, so not very economical at all. Not much of a scent, quite a lot of suds, carried really well onto the car. Suds lasted all the way through the wash. But I did notice that there was very little, if any, I'd say none, wax in this. So I had to reach for another product for a drying aid, along with the towel dry. And now we've got the last JennyChem product of the day, the orange Kwik Wax. Decanted some of this into a spray bottle. Spray, wipe and shine. Effective on paintwork, vinyl, trim, headlamps, laminates, spoilers and more. So I'm just going to spritz this over, spread with one side of the towel, buff with the other. The last two finishing touches of the day, we've got some Maguire's Ultimate Tyre Shine tyre coating. Did a review on this a while back, just going to use this up. I do prefer the gel, but I just want to use this up. Usually you just leave this, but given that this is going to be driven quite soon, I'm just going to rub it in with an applicator to reduce the chance of sling. And the last product of the day is this Worth Active Glass Cleaner. It's a foaming glass cleaner. I've used it before. It got sent to me by one of my subscribers. So thank you to Mark for this. He sent me 2 cans of this. Now, I have found it's actually a really good glass cleaner. But there's a big problem, and I'll show you. So you spray it on, you let the bubbles work. And then you give it a wipe off and then a final buff with a glass waffle cloth. But the problem is, you get all this overspray. Now really, I like to do glass last. So this overspray needs to be removed from any other surface, which is just another step and a pain in the backside, to be honest. But it is a very good glass cleaner. Okay, so that was a little bit longer than I expected. But JennyChem, what do I think? So we'll start off and we'll go in order. I've got to be honest, get rid of Sovereign Gold straight away. I just didn't have time for that today. We'll come on to it in a bit as to why, but basically the truck was absolutely covered in tar. It was ridiculous. So for starters, we used the Snowstorm Tfr and the Cherry Blizzard. Now, the Snowstorm Tfr, I have tested both of these with the pH meter. That one is very high alkaline. That one is as good as pH neutral. But what I did find was that the Snowstorm Tfr, I'll show you these closer in a second, actually removed a hell of a lot more than the pH neutral snow foam, as you would expect. However, this is not particularly how JennyChem are advertising these on their Facebook. So they say that the cherry snow foam is twice as strong as any other snow foam on the market. I have found that it's not even the strongest snow foam that JennyChem do. It's not to say it's a bad foam. It removed a hell of a lot of dirt. It left a little bit behind, but it was very, very powerful, very potent for a pH neutral foam. So if you're after a really strong pH neutral foam, I would try that one out. I was pleasantly surprised. The cherry scent, very, very nice. One downside that I didn't particularly like, and you can see this back in the video, was that when you sprayed it on, it was ridiculously thick. I mean, like thicker than anything I've ever seen. But I did find that it didn't really dwell, so it didn't really sit on the panel and stick. Now, this car was not protected in any way, shape or form, so this makes it rather worrying if you applied this to a protected car. I found that as soon as you put it on, that foam started to slip down fast. I know they meant to slip down, they meant to drag dirt, but this was really, really quick. This is not going to allow you the 3 to 5 minutes for this to start working. It came off really, really quickly. This one, on the other hand, was very powerful. I found this was really, really powerful snow foam. It is very high alkaline. It was made up to a 2% TFR as per JennyChem instruction. It says it has a bubblegum scent. Now, whereas this one has a cherry scent and was very, very fruity and fragrancy, and you could tell when you were using it, this had absolutely nothing. So don't buy it if you think you're getting a bubblegum snow foam, because there is zero scent in there. There is absolutely nothing. However, it stuck to the panel like nobody's business. It was like a proper foam. This more akin to the AD foam, so Magi foam, in how it sticks to the panel and how it hangs around, and it certainly hung around in the street afterwards as well. It really did remind me of Magi foam, but very, very powerful, really powerful. I like that one. Which would I choose? Now, for my car, I'd probably go with the Cherry Blizzard, to be honest. But I'm really glad that I've got this Snowstorm TFR, because like the Power Max TFR that we reviewed a while ago, it's one of them things you would like to have in your arsenal. You get one of them cars that's got no protection. It's absolutely perfect for that. You wouldn't go and put it onto your car that's had a brand new wax put on there, because regardless of what they say, there will be some detrimental effect. I'd stick with that one, the pH neutral one, if you've got protection on your car. I did check both of them out using the pH meter. I can overlay footage of that now, and that's before they get watered down again through the snow foam lance, so just bear that in mind. Next, the wheel cleaner. This, for me, was actually the standout product of everything that JennyChem sent me. I thought this was really good. Non-acidic, again, I used the pH meter, very high alkaline, this one again, but a very, very capable cleaner. It seemed to melt dirt off those wheels. Them wheels had not had a proper clean in the two and a half years that it's been on the road, I guarantee it. They were dirty on the inside of them barrels. This literally melted all of that dirt away. I did have to agitate it with the easy wheel brushes and various wheel brushes, but that's as expected. And inside of them barrels, I think you can go back and you can see it on the video, but inside of them barrels were absolutely gleaming once this had its go. So very, very impressive wheel cleaner. The shampoo, it was very thick, and the dilution ratio on it was quite poor. It's only 100 to 1 dilution. I mean, you can get shampoos now that are near on 2,000 to 1 dilution. So this was very poor in its dilution, but for the price, it's actually really, really cheap. One thing I did notice was that it says "and wax special," and the same thing for these as well on their site. They say that these things come with wax additives in them, so they help rinse aid. I didn't find that either of these products, any of these products, had any sort of wax in them in terms of rinse aid ability. I had to reach for another rinse aid. I used the Autobrite Direct Very Berry Quick Detailer, watered down 4:1 as a drying aid, because the water literally just sat on the panels. That car was completely unprotected, and it was completely unprotected by the time these chemicals had been used. So if you're buying it as well as like a wash and wax, again, don't bother, but a nice shampoo to use nonetheless. After that, we'll come back to this in a minute. The reason the car took so long and the reason why we couldn't use the Sovereign Gold was the amount, so we did some fallout, was the amount of tar on the truck. It was absolutely ridiculous. There was so much of it. I went round the truck 3 times to get all the tar off of it, and this is the AD tar and glue remover. I think it's just the tonic. This stuff is actually very, very capable. I like this tar and glue remover. But 3 times I had to go around that truck. Man, it was peppered. And just to point out, we did that before we washed with the shampoo. So we washed with the shampoo, and then we moved on to the orange Kwik Wax. So this is an orange spray and shine wax. And I said to you earlier, I was quite intrigued by this because although it smells of oranges, it has some sort of distinction to it. It's weird to describe. And I thought I'd smelt and used that before, and I still believe I have. It's very, very similar to an old product that AD used, which was Project 32. Now this was a gloss enhancer, spray and wipe gloss enhancer, and I believe it's near as damn it the same-ish product. It's very, very, very similar. So this, it was okay. It was okay. I wasn't blown away by it, not by any long chalk. It was very easy to use. There was no streaking, no marks, nothing left over. I just didn't feel it gave a pop, a wow to the paintwork. I just don't think it did that. Maybe it was because it was white as well. White paintwork's always difficult to work with, isn't it? Maybe if we try that on a different colour, maybe we'll get a better result out of it. I do want to try that again. That I'll definitely be keeping. That is fantastic. That's the wheel cleaner. And I want to try these 2 again as well, these 2 foams. Now, this brings me on to the biggest problem for JennyChem, the biggest problem, and that's the branding, guys. The branding is it's crap. You can see what they've tried to do. So this one, much, much better. But all of these, I mean, look at that. It's a scary label, to be honest. They have tried better with these. So if I show you these, they put both labels on. So they've gone with that one and that one. And to be honest, I do think they look a lot better. I think there's a bit more work to be done. But again, for the price, you're not paying that boutique price for that boutique product, as we've all come to accept as enthusiasts, or that term weekend warriors. I hate that term, but as enthusiasts, we've come to expect very nice looking products, and that's kind of what sells them first before the performance, if you haven't tried them already. So you're on the right lines. I think there is a bit more work to be done. And that also brings me on to the next problem, and it seems to be like you are targeting away from your core market, which is industrial light haulage, and you're going after the home user, which is absolutely fine. You're diversifying out, and these are some, you know what, these are good products. These are actually good products. They do actually work. But the next biggest problem is how you're selling them. So I've got this brochure here, and the same for online. And you're selling these things in the great big IBC containers, you know, the 200 litre containers. So you can only buy 5 litres, which is pretty much all that the detailers are going to buy. So 5 litres, 25 litres, 200 litres or 1,000 litres, that's pretty much it. Now, to try something, I'm not going to buy 5 litres. You really need to start knocking this down and selling 500ml or 1 litre bottles. And, you know, that's just my opinion. To get people to try this stuff, you're going to have to bring the quantities down. Or even tell you what, do a sample pack. A sample pack, 25 products, all of 100ml each, and knock them out. And people will start trying this stuff. But overall, quite impressed. To be honest, I'm quite impressed. Putting them in order, standout performers, I would go wheel cleaner first. I'd then go for, I'd probably go for the Snowstorm. The snowfoam after that, the shampoo, and then the Kwik Wax. That's probably the order I would rate these. One final word from me before I go. I just think that JennyChem need to kind of rein in their social media claims a little bit. This crap about being twice as strong as any other snow foam on the market. You know, although I haven't had a chance to test that, and I would be actually amazed if anybody could actually quantify that and test it properly and quantify it. I would be amazed. But for me, they need to just rein that social media in a little bit. I know why they're doing it. It's the clickbaity culture now, if you like, and they're getting people to talk about it, and it is working. But just rein it in a bit, because it could go too far the other way when you introduce a bit of negativity and stuff like that. People on forums and groups jump onto the bandwagon of negativity a lot of the times without even knowing what the hell they're talking about. They just like to jump on and be the next big keyboard warrior. So just rein it back a little bit, and I think introduce like them samples or the smaller bottle sizes, and I honestly think you'll be onto a winner. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I'm trying to get my channel up and up and up as fast as I can. And we're heading in the right direction, so thank you to everybody who's already subscribed. That's enough from me. I'll see you on next week's video. Goodbye.